Well, good day and welcome once again to Moments with Dr. Steve. I'm Dr. Steve Bodenberger, and it is such a joy to share with you the work that I've spent a lifetime creating. If you spend your time creating things, listen, there'll be a day when the things that you have created become your sole support system. I'm going to say that again because it's so important. If you spend your life creating things, there will be a day arriving, showing up, dawning in your world, where the things that you have created become your support system. So dive deep into creating. I've been thinking a great deal lately about what is indeed happening in the universe of creators, because creators are exploding. And I think there's a whole kind of myriad plethora of reasons for this. Technology, access to tools, information that is easily accessible. But I think that there is a burrow. There is this place that God is creating, this warren that people are beginning to notice and find access to. And you know what that is? It is the fact that the culture has abandoned them. I want you to think about that for a minute. As the culture abandons people, what happens? They really only have a few choices and options left. And one of the choices is to dive deep into the pool, the deep end of the ocean, if you will, of solitude. And inside of solitude is where magnificence resides. I'll say that again. Inside of the deep end of the ocean of solitude is where this magnificence of creative energy and outcomes reside. But you have to be willing to plunge deep into solitude and live there for a while, a long while, and plunder its resources and pull them for your own good, and then really for the good of humanity. I happen to believe that if you do things for selfish reasons, I believe that always backfires. It has backfired on me. I think the higher cause, the higher calling of human service and human improvement and human refinement and human reinvention, when you live in those galaxies, really good things happen. So in this segment, we're going to be dealing with AkelDeema the Saga, Volume 1, Kingdom Builders, which is the summit, the apex of my creative adventures. You can head over to stalegious.org and you can, for a small contribution, get a copy of it, and you should. It is great literature. Today we're going to be talking about confessions and the absence of compassion. Most people live lives that carry and ferry buried sorrows. You have buried sorrows, don't you? You understand this. You know the weight and the impact and the long-term effect of carrying buried sorrow. In AkelDeema the Saga, Volume 1, Kingdom Builders, there's a scene where one of the characters attempts to lighten her personal load. Her name is Dr. Madrid Castile. She's a nuclear physicist extraordinaire, and she knocks on Prof. Tribute's flimsy aluminum front door that houses him, an rusted-out relic of a one-time travel trailer, a travel trailer that now sits on cinder blocks and is porous against most forms of physical, let alone emotional intrusions. And Dr. Castile arrives with freshly baked, warm, and scintillating smelling cinnamon rolls, the kind of cinnamon rolls homemade and stirred with love that anyone would die to have someone bring to their front door. Dr. Castile brings the cinnamon rolls as coinage of sorts, a kind of emotional currency, with a hope that the offering opens up sealed canisters of long buried but never forgotten and much needed conversation. Oh, we all need conversation, don't we? The kind that is endless and grounding and anchoring, and fills us with this warmth of human touch. Oh my goodness, we need it. Dr. Castile shows up with emotional wounds that are bruising her soul and have been buried inside of the deepest of all living catacombs. Confessional booths. All of us need confession. We all need and seek some place where we can come and sit round a little table with some coffee or tea, a warm beverage, and some cinnamon rolls, and we can begin to unearth the living catacombs that contain our buried emotional needs. I want you on this day to think through and write down